69% will take it for Syracuse. Meso popped it into the air a couple of times. Peter Dirth lands on him, and it'll be Duke ball. A Blue Devils team that is 8-0 entering play. Couple of early season hiccups against Denver and Robert Morris. They still won those games. Since then, they've taken a flamethrower to their competition. Here's Montgomery, now going to work against one of the top shorties in America, Peter Dirth. Montgomery gets loose, feeds it back, O'Neil falling down!
The maturation of Nakeie Montgomery. His first year, his freshman campaign, dodged the score. As a sophomore, he started figuring it out, becoming a distributor.
Running out of the box. Owen Caputo, the junior. Michael Sowers, the ballyhooed Princeton transfer, has yet to touch. And there's the first touch for Sowers. Matched up with Mitch Wyckoff, former D3 All-American at Gettysburg. Sowers gets free, drew the slide, finding a cutting Robertson, 2-zip.
You look at Joe Robertson, 8 and white, first 2 games he had to sit out. Once he was inserted in the lineup, the balance and the glue of this offense changed. You talk so much about Sowers with the beautiful pass. Robertson's the glue guy. Could be punt return type of offense defensively with Nakeie Montgomery, and punt return, he knows a thing or two about that. He was an incredible high school football in the state of Texas. Played a lot of special teams, returning punts. We were watching his highlights. That guy can play.
Rehfuss finding Hiltz. So both freshmen, both of the top freshmen in the country have found the back of the net. It's 2-1 and Syracuse on the board.
How are you going to find some offense when Duke is relentless like this? I mean, they're just all over every ground ball, but Syracuse doesn't give up on the play, gets the ball, and I think the story since game 2 is the balance attack of Syracuse. So much midfield-driven offense in that first game, a long stick as well.
Here comes Dordovic against the shorty. Let's see if Duke slides if they need to. The inverts worked well for Syracuse this year. Now Rehfuss. He's led the Orange in assists 3 years in a row. Adler out of the cage. Rehfuss pushed aside. Rehfuss, time, room, goes top shelf. And it's 2-2.
You know, Anish, he's leading the team in assists, but what he's doing that is impressing me the most, he's turning the corner in 2021, and he's absolutely making teams pay. He's sticking it.
With a chance to take the lead, and I'm with you on Nakeie Montgomery. Duke has played a lot of personnel early, so maybe he hasn't had the field time that some others have, so the numbers don't pop off the page. But, boy, when he's been out there, he's been unstoppable at times this year. And first guy to celebrate a goal as well. He's been a great teammate. Second midfield for Syracuse. Quinn, Siebold, and Buttermore. Here's Siebold. Hiltz couldn't handle the pass. It comes back to Quinn. Lucas Quinn is 7th of the season, and that's 3 straight for the Cuse.
Look, here's the deal. When you turn on the tape and you think like a coach would, it's the little subtle plays. So Hiltz doesn't handle that ball. Look how he just gooses it to the open. Attackman, who has crazy footwork and speed to take a run at him, because Wyckoff has played excellent. But matching a guy that's smaller with that kind of speed would be really tough in terms of the ass. So press out on him. Never let him get a running start at you.
Sowers almost broke his ankle. Plays it back to Montgomery. On the doorstep to Robertson. It all started with Michael Sowers. He gets the hockey assist, and Joe Robertson with the slam dunk. We're tied.
It's all about efficiency and awareness. When Sowers makes this move and catches Wyckoff, the defense is compromised. Everyone is kind of just hitting that panic mode button, and things break apart. So Sowers.
Now Sowers again. We'll go at Wyckoff. Sean Lowry, graduate student from Foxborough, a veteran of so many terrific Duke teams. Montgomery against Dami Oladamoye. Nakeie with a bounce shot and a score. Oh, he's put a stamp on this game. A goal and 2 assists in the first quarter.
He's been magnificent. The problem with this defense is you cannot give Montgomery space. So Oladamoye doesn't get into Montgomery's body. And when you don't get into a speed Dodgers body, it's bye-bye. Dodging midfielder maybe, a guy who attracts the long stick defender week in and week out, but you could also say that could be a strength because all those guys can do some damage. It's a team that I think is tremendously balanced.
Hughes starting with the ball and the extra man as quarter number 2 begins. The Orange 4 out of 12 on the man up this season. Hiltz feeding the crease. Chase Scanlan ties it at 4-22.
I'll be favored by a bunch. Just came off a big win against Virginia and Hopkins my senior year. Coach Simmons takes us on a day trip. We take a charter down to D.C. For lunch, he took us out for steaks. No way we were winning that game.
Tyler Carpenter. Second goal of the season. And it's 5-4 Duke.
Anish, we talked about Carpenter pregame and how impressed we were with 33 and white. He's an absolute ground ball machine. Has the most ground balls on the team from a non-face-off guy. Naso leads the team with his ability to win the draws, but 33 and white is unbelievable on the ground and in 29 in blue. Brower, 43 and white, is a lefty. So there could be opportunities for Rehfuss when he's driving up the left side to get Brower to commit to one side and then use his lefty strength. And there's one for the Q, Anish.
Owen Siebold off the feed from Griffin Cook. And we're tied again at 5.
Owen Siebold has become, with Lucas Quinn, mainstays on the Syracuse second midfield. Cook, the third guy.
Possessions at the end of the game.
No, and there's over 11 minutes left in the second quarter. So to get that third face-off violation this early, you can't keep jumping.
Sowers from X. Finds his man, it's Caputo right there on the wing. And the son of Duke assistant coach Ronnie Caputo. 10 goals now on the season for Owen.
You know, you do the math. This is an extra man unit that checks in at 50%. You lose that.
From going back over the midline. It is raining in Durham, we're told. Now Sowers isolating Wyckoff. DiPietro hedged. He's all over Caputo. They'll play it back to Sowers, 15 to shoot. Sowers against Wyckoff, goes low, beats him again, and this time he beats Porter. You brought that up last time. Hey, you're okay with Sowers coming around. Porter made the save the first time. You give Sowers 7 or 8 of those. I don't know if Porter's making better than 50%.
No, and Wyckoff actually was above the goal when Sowers caught the ball. That's a big. 2
really great goalies. Alex Rode, former MOP, championship weekend 2019, and we saw Liam Entenmann against Marquette, 18 of 21, and Marquette had some good looks. He was unreal.
Yeah.
Dyson Williams from Denenza. 3 straight for Duke. It's 8-5 Blue Devils.
You know, with the influx of new talent, you think of Michael Sowers from Princeton, O'Neil, the #1 recruit in the nation. Don't forget about Duke's leading scorer from a year ago. North of the border, Canada's Dyson Williams. The whistle.
Robertson on the run. Sowers has the backup, and we watch the Princeton transfer who would have had a record-breaking season last year if not for the sudden end due to the pandemic. Most sought-after transfer in the offseason chose Duke and instantly made Duke the team to beat. Sowers around the bend. On the rebound, the goal by O'Neil.
The straight line speed of Michael Sowers it's insane. I mean, you see him turn the corner. It's like he's shot out of a cannon. O'Neil gets the rebound. Just like hoops.
You think of the great lefties to come through Duke. Gutterding, Greer, Quinzani. Naso again off the draw. Fires on goal. And scores. The Blue Devils make it 5 straight. And they are going downhill right at Syracuse.
Naso is playing with some house money. He knows he has Syracuse against the ropes. There's a push on Naso. That's wiped out because of the goal. He knows he has them on the ropes, right? So you can be aggressive with the way that you face off, and you can push it out in front and take those chances because of the trigger-shy Cuse face-off guys. And Naso, great off the floor, and sticks it.
Remember the last time these two teams played, though? Duke had a 4-goal lead on Syracuse in the fourth quarter as Caputo lost it. It comes to Sowers. The Orange came back and won an OT. You cannot give Brennan O'Neil that kind of room. The left-handed crank. He's got a hat trick in the first half. And Duke is pouring it on. It's 11-5, 6 straight.
This is nuts. Look at Porter in the cage here. A righty goalie. Look at the placement on this. Bam! Top shelf, off stick. No goalie in the universe is making that save.
The ACC network. Here comes Brower. Nobody picks him up. Looks like Dirth got him from behind. Unless that was a pass. No, that's a shot.
Yeah, that was a shot. And I'm okay with that shot because he sees Sowers way on the end line, right? Closest to the ball when it goes out of bounds. You miss it, you aim for a corner, and 23 in white is back there. You're going to keep the rock.
Charlie O'Connor. Bounce shot and a score. It is 12-5 Duke.
Well, it was 5-5 at one point in time in the East. We talk about the talent. How good must Charlie O'Connor be playing in practice? I have to ask that question. If you're able to get runs, to get on the field because there's too much talent.
You talk about guys like Walsh and Manown and Quigley, fixtures on teams that made championship weekend. Can Syracuse stem this 7-0 Duke run? They do. Brendan Curry.
You look at the score right now, 12-6. We've been around these games way too long not to feel runs. And Scanlan, primarily a goal scorer with an unbelievable.
Jake Caputo over to Montgomery. To Robertson. Porter was there to cover it up. You know what's so impressive about Duke? You see a guy like Sean Lowry come in, and you mentioned how many players they have, and when they get on the field, there's no sense of, okay, I got a chance, I've got to do something. They still play very much within a team concept. This is a team that has had to put some pieces together. Chemistry on the field didn't show in the first 2 games, not anymore.
Yeah, they're locked in. They're sharing the ball, moves at hyper speed.
Siebold, tough angle, falling down against the shorty Matt Camille, and it's 12-7.
You gotta love Siebold's awareness to understand when it's time to go. So Siebold played attack his whole life. He's from the Dallas, Texas area, always playing, so I'm okay with that.
Still looking for our first goal of the second half. Dordovic. He's had a shorty most of the night. It's Jake Caputo. Rehfuss has his man hung up. Adler, he'll come out of the cage. Rehfuss beats him back to the goal. Sixth-year senior. He's seen a lot of lacrosse, and he was timing that.
He was. And I love the fact that he made Adler pay. When goalies come out, I don't know, how often does it end pretty? I know he's hung up and you want to force him one way or the other, but Brower was in an awful position in the beginning, right? That just gave the country. But you still had to wait and see how Adler would adjust, right, into his new team and the new system, and he's comfortable now. You just see that he's playing at the level that he did a year ago at St. Joe's.
Sowers turns and scores. Long scoring drought from Duke. The best player in the nation says, I got this.
Well, if you play him as a passer and you let him go on an island to beat you as a scorer, this is what happens. 23 in white shines.
Duke, Carolina, and Maryland, and everybody else.
No. You know, I think Syracuse is going to be in the mix down the stretch. And I'm not counting Notre Dame out either. I mean, tonight, the second quarter, as Scanlan scores to make it 13-9. And I think the second quarter just, the face-off violations just killed any momentum from Syracuse. And it was hard to gauge, like, potentially what they could do. To have that face-off violation with 11 minutes left in the second quarter just changed everything. Rehfuss going back to his bread and butter, the passing game. Scanlan doing what he does best, finishing in tight.
Hours now. Offense seems a little stale and stagnant in the second half. Montgomery shoots, another save by Porter, up to 11. Aviles off the ground.
That was a
Kennedy.
great save by Porter.
Dearth to the wing. Scanlan shoots.
This is great to
Syracuse's
see.
calling card. The last few years, Kark, has been what? It's been the comeback.
Yeah, it's been the comeback, and this is great to see. If you watched Syracuse in some of the early games and Chase Scanlan struggled, he was on that bottom right side of the attack.
Here comes Dordovic. Still looking to get into the point column. Dordovic feeding to Curry. Oh, we got a ball game again. It's 13-11. Here come the Orange.
Anish, do you remember in the break we were talking like, I don't know, Syracuse is normally known for runs. I don't know if I see one here. Well, it's coming. It's coming. And this duo, these guys are like best friends.
Dordovic was picked up by Camille. Now it's Scanlan. And Dordovic has the shorty. Feeding in front. He's got Rehfuss the Cuse within one.
What I'm seeing more and more out of Syracuse is the invert game and the comfortability of Dordovic to become a passer. A guy that's known as a perimeter dodger from up top. I've seen this multiple times this season. It's improving so much as a passer behind the...
And you can argue he has been Syracuse's most consistent offensive player this year.
Playing with toughness, urgency, and intelligence. Wow!
Rehfuss the assist. Scanlan with the magic stick, and we're tied at 13.
We saw Chris Gray from North Carolina on a Thursday night pull out something like this. Dordovic reverses the ball rotation back to Rehfuss, and then Scanlan with an absolute beauty of a shot. Sports Center top 10. Here we starting. Sowers was on him the second he touched the ball.
Syracuse last led when it was 3-2. Dordovic against Terry Lindsay, veteran D-Midi. Dordovic inside, and he gives the Orange the lead.
He's the package. He is the package. You saw him assisting on a prior possession behind the goal. This time just plants his foot. You talk about the quickness of Michael Sowers. Tucker Dordovic in terms of aggressive plant foot action when he changes direct.
Robertson to O'Neil. Caputo on the wing to Brennan O'Neil. Now it's Sowers. Nakeie Montgomery, shadowed by Murphy. Even strength, Dyson Williams ties it at 14.
51 in white, Dyson Williams. Good ball movement. But you got to be careful when you extend out to Dyson Williams because he can sling it from that spot, but if you time out.
No.
It wasn't in the offensive box. It's hard to see from that angle.
Working on the inside. A shot and a goal by Michael Sowers to put Duke on top. 15-14.
You see Owen Caputo here right there. Understands where that double's coming. But more importantly, Sowers senses it. Because Wyckoff goes to help and premature behind looking for the ball from where the original cut was.
Hiltz the trigger man. Hiltz accelerating. Fires one toward the crease. Adler the save! Duke, with its man-down defense, stands tall.
Take a look at this. Hiltz with the pass to Rehfuss, and it looked like he was running out of real estate, but Adler makes this save. That would have been on cage. That would have been a goal. So credit Adler for being able to turn, right? Because the ball was in that far corner.